Alright, so hello everyone. So today what we're going to be doing is we are going to just be going over some of the leaks that have been found. Now if I just show you right now, when you change your legend right here, keep in mind of these little symbols. When you're hovering over say Bloodhound, you can see the little circle symbol, that is a recon character. When you hover over Gibraltar, he is a defensive character. Lifeline is a support character, and ones like Wraith and Bangalore are offensive characters or aggressive characters. Um, so, these different legends have different kind of sections, you would say. Like, they're kind of sectioned off into 4 different categories of like what they're kind of used for and who could use them. So essentially, if you like using Bloodhound, he's a recon character, you will likely like using Crypto or Pathfinder. If you like using Gibraltar, you'll probably like using Watson, and you'll probably like using Caustic. That doesn't mean that you will like them, it's just there's a high chance that you might. And for example, Octane, you might like the other ones as well. But this all has to do with like, like what actually, you know, what is actually like your preference. But it would be great if there wasn't actually a bug out right now, because I can actually show you this. But essentially, the abilities will appear in the bottom of the screen, but that is like a glitch and it doesn't actually show them for some reason right now. But all your abilities would appear at the bottom of the screen, and it's normally a passive ability, a tactical, and an ultimate. Clearly, you guys will probably know this, and every single character has one of them abilities. The passive being just one that applies all game, the tactical one that you can use ever so often, and ultimate that is a very like kind of longer kind of duration one that you can probably only get a couple times in the game. Normally better than the tactical one as well. So them are the normal abilities. So there's 3 for each legend, except for certain legends such as Gibraltar. He has a fortified ability, like you can see in the very bottom right there. For some reason that one pops up though, I don't know why. So some legends have a 4th ability, such as Gibraltar, where it's another passive ability, and it says incoming damage is reduced by 15% and not slowed by bullets. This applies to Caustic as well. And there are some characters such as Lifeline, Pathfinder, Wraith, Watson, and Revenant that have the low profile stat on them, which means that they're more difficult to hit, and their damage is increased by incoming damage is increased by 5%, meaning that they'll take more damage when shot at. And obviously this is all because of the size of the character. So for the smaller characters such as Lifeline and all that, essentially to balance out the fact that less bullets will be hitting them, they'll be taking more damage when you do hit them. And for example, characters like Gibraltar, that more bullets that you will, they'll basically get, they're like bigger targets, so like more bullets will actually hit them. That means that they'll have more health to counteract that. So them abilities are already in the game, except now there's new abilities that are relating to the actual sections of each character. So, for example, like the defensive characters and all that, they will now have a specific ability. So Watson, Caustic, and Gibraltar will now have unique abilities, because they're in a defensive class. So we're going to go over this right now. I'm going to put a little screenshot up on the screen. So the first one we're going to go over is the recon characters. So recon characters will soon have the ability to scan survey beacons that will reveal the next circle's location. Now, if you have been keeping up to date, this is actually one of Pathfinder's abilities. One of Pathfinder's abilities, the passive ability, is to see the survey beacons and essentially just scan for the next ring location. But now I think that passive ability will become a general ability for all recon characters such as Pathfinder, Bloodhound, and Crypto. So that essentially means that now, because it's going to become a kind of universal ability for all them recon characters, that'll mean that Pathfinder would need a new passive ability to replace his older passive ability, which will become a universal one for all 3 characters. So essentially, Pathfinder's going to get a new passive ability very, very soon, as well as the one that he currently has. And obviously, Crypto and Bloodhound will also get Pathfinder's current passive ability. Now, that was the recon one right there. Now we're going to go over the offensive one. There's 5 legends that this will apply to. So this one applies to Wraith, Bangalore, Mirage, Octane, and Revenant. So 5. And what this will do is you will have 2 special inventory slots to carry grenades. And grenades only. It's only for grenades. Now, in the last update, people were complaining because now you can't carry as many grenades and in general items, and I find it a little bit of annoyance because I don't even carry grenades and I don't even have enough space in my inventory right now to like carry enough items to like get us around. Because if we're just looking at our inventory right now, we have gained another 2 slots in the inventory, but every single item count in the game has essentially just went down by a load. So if we just get a gold backpack right now, these used to be 80, now it's 60. It's went down by a quarter. You used to carry 3 shield batteries, now you can only carry 2. You used to carry 3 medkits, you can only carry 2. Used to carry 6 shield cells, now you only carry 4. And 6 syringes, but now you can only carry 4 as well, which is a little bit annoying. And grenades, thermites and all that take up 1 full inventory slot every single time, when before it used to take up you carry 2 in 1 inventory slot. So essentially them giving us 2 extra spaces in our backpack to kind of counteract all of the numbers going down, it favours the us having less ammo and all that, which is a little bit annoying. And this is why I think this is where this ability kind of comes in for all of the aggressive kind of offensive characters. Because them characters will have 2 specific slots specifically for grenades. I mean, it won't fix the issue entirely because even I don't have enough inventory slots when I don't even carry grenades, like in a normal game, even with a gold backpack. I don't even have enough inventory slots then. But I mean, it is better than what we currently have. If that ability does come out, you know, and it is a good ability. It makes sense because offensive characters are all aggressive and all that, so therefore it would make sense for them to have more slots in their inventory, especially, you know, making it more specific for grenades. So that is really cool. And now we'll go on to the defensive ability. Defensive characters such as let's just see, Gibraltar, Caustic, and Watson. Them characters right there. Then we'll have a ability which is restore shields to revived squad mates. So all squad mates that are essentially in a down position, when you revive them, they will gain more shield back. So essentially like a gold backpack, except when you don't have it, you just, I guess, give that ability to them anyway. I'm assuming that's what it actually does. So I don't know whether it's going to be a literal carbon copy of the golden backpack, and whether this will mean the golden backpack will get a new effect or not, or might just like stack the effects. I don't know, but that is the ability for defensive characters. They can give apparently shield to revived squad mates, so that's pretty interesting. Now the yeah, so now the support characters. So the support characters being Lifeline. Oh, just Lifeline. So there's only Lifeline who is a support character. I believe 𝗏𝗲𝗁 will be a support character. So when 𝗏𝗏𝗁 comes out, I'm assuming that's when this this update will come. out with all these different effects. When 𝗏𝗏 does come out, 𝗏𝗏 and Lifeline will have this ability of the passive ability of find extra supplies inside of blue supply bins. And we were thinking, what are blue supply bins? Obviously, normal supply bins are just some little boxes you find around the map, and you can just open them, get some supplies. But apparently support characters can find extra supplies within blue ones. I think the blue supply bins are what we've already seen. It kind of leaked in one image that Apex released. There wasn't a blue supply bin, but they kind of just marked it off as being like a glitch, and they didn't intend to like show the blue supply bin. But obviously we've seen it. So that could be referencing the new blue supply bins that it's saying here. And apparently 𝗏𝗏 and Lifeline will be able to find extra supplies within it. I think the blue supply bins will likely be high tier loot in them, because I'm assuming they'll be rarer to find, so there'll be higher tier loot with like found. And if 𝗏𝗏 and Lifeline are around in your team, they'll be able to find even more loot within that them supply bins in order to share with the squad as well. So that's pretty useful in general. So them are all the abilities for them legends. It'll add like I guess another layer to the game, because we already have 3 to 4 abilities per character, and now we're going to be getting to 4 to 5. So essentially every single character is going to be gaining another ability in an upcoming update, which is really, really cool. I think it will kind of fix the whole inventory situation we'll have going on here. It'll obviously allow for a lot of like the Pathfinder passive to be, I guess, renewed, possibly a backpack change, simply because of the defensive one. You know, having it restore shields, that is essentially the exact same thing as what the current gold backpack can do. So maybe that might be a new backpack change, the gold backpack ability. And the last one, blue supply bins, I mean, that is a leak for a possible new map change in the future. They're going to be adding a lot of blue supply bins, and possibly some high tier loot coming from them. And it kind of leaks a little bit of 𝗏𝗏's abilities, because 𝗏𝗏 actually had one of her abilities ages ago, before they took out the code. One of her abilities was to get more items out of supply bins. Didn't specifically say blue supply bins, but it just said in general, just more supplies from supply bins, which is pretty useful. So this could be linked into like 𝗏𝗏's ability, I guess. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end this video here. That's really, really cool how there's like gonna be like a totally new layer to like these abilities. And hopefully it does fix this this inventory whole situation, because currently I'm not really feeling about playing Apex right now because of it, because it's like it's just totally different to how I would normally play it. I just can't really carry as much, and it's just like it's giving us a bit of a disadvantage. I don't know why, it's just a little bit weird. But anyway, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys next one. Bye for now.